Right then, hello everyone, welcome back to some Cold Waters. How are you all doing, chat? How are we doing? Welcome. Hopefully everybody is keeping well. Not too bad on Planet Joe. I have, just thanks to the Not a Truck hydration reminder service, gone and got myself a bottle of water, but sadly was not subscribed to the Not a Truck glasses finding team. Because I'm not entirely sure where they are. Oh well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So welcome. Hopefully people are keeping relatively well, relatively safe and stuff. Not too much happening on Planet Joe. Went for a walk this morning. Just a little swizz around the park. Nothing too glamorous. It's been quite weird. It's been a little bit humid in the UK, despite being sort of cloudy and overcast. It's not insanely rancid, but like if you go outside for a walk, your t-shirt does cling to you a bit. It's a bit ugh. But otherwise, not been too bad. I've just sort of been chilling out all day, playing a little bit of my Warhammer campaign, playing as Nakai the Wanderer this time round, which has been nice. I've pretty much I've got the entirety of the Norscan land and now most of Nagarond as well, which is nice. 74% humidity in my room at this moment. Blimey O'Reilly. But have you seen what happened in, is it Beirut? I'm not entirely sure. Yes, I have. Sub-notification seems to be broken, does it? What's broken about it? Let me just rerun Axeman's again.
Oh, yeah.
Seems to be working fine. No, my bad. Okay, fair enough. My area is moist. Anyway, yeah, I did see the big explosion on the news. Very, very strange, isn't it? I don't know what the official statement is, whether it was like some dodgy fireworks storage place or what. It looked like fireworks, but truthfully, we don't even know. I'm sure there'll be an official statement in the not-too-distant future. Perhaps it was a sub, that's it. You getting into some hot water with the Chinese, that's the one. God help us all. Hello, Tactical Racer. Good to see you, mate. Welcome. So yeah, we're going to be chilling out with some Cold Waters tonight. I was of two minds, really. It was a choice between playing this and playing some sort of Hand of Fate. But I'm sort of in a little bit of a sleepy mood, and I thought, you know what? Let's do something that's nice and slow, sort of slow-paced and very sort of, suspenseful. All about the atmosphere and stuff, which will be nice. Nuke all the whales, my chum. That's it. Spicky with his dead whale fetish again. How you doing, mate? You alright? The AC broke in my car and a heat wave is coming, but then again I removed it, which means less weight. Fair enough. Yeah, you gotta find a silver lining in there somewhere, right? Slow and chilled, that's the one. Hello, my imam has a family in the place where the bomb went off. Beirut, is it? So I have been watching the BBC and US about what is happening there. Right. Current statement regarding the explosion was fireworks stored near some confiscated high explosives. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that'll go badly. My friend wants to move from London to Birmingham. Any tips for him? Don't. I don't know. What kind of tips would you be looking for, Army Pilots? It's kind of, I don't know. Always walk on the left-hand side of the street, lest you will get a weird look from the ugly ladies. I don't know. I don't know what advice I could offer. It's really just wherever you want to move to, isn't it? I don't know enough about the whole of Birmingham, only the places that I have lived in time gone by. I mean, it's a nice enough city. I mean, some people will bash on it because it's Birmingham. I don't know. I'm a Birmingham fan. I quite like Brum, but what can you do? Thank you very much. Sorry, I'd say hello. Thank you very much. Running on the wrong script there. Thank you to. Thank you. Cowface. Hello. That was what I was aiming for. Do we have any Halifaxians in here to give their eyesights? You know what? That is subliminal. I need to find my glasses. Jane, can you help me find me specs? I don't know whether she's there or not. I think they're upstairs. I know where they are. I'm going to go find them. I'll be back in a minute. Ugh. Jesus. found them. Ugh. They were on a table, which may or may not be in proximity to the side of the bed. I shall call it a bedside table. That's where they were. Yeah, so we're going to be jumping on in here. You're always joking how unsafe it is, so that's what... Yeah, it's true. Right. Islamic equivalent of a pasta. Thank you, Ottoman. Sorry, I'm not cultured enough. I don't know. Anyway, let's jump on into the game here, if we can. Just give me a moment to get set up. Okay then, let's see here. Sorry, just had to mute my mic there. Had a sneeze coming. Right, Cold Waters up here. Yes, how have people been in chat then? We've been good, we've been okay today. Everybody hanging out, having a good time. Anything interesting happen? Like saying, just been for a walk today. I'm drunk. Good enough. Just gonna have a drink of water here before we get in.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Bench out there got a half day, sorry, because of the hurricane. Oh, there's a hurricane, is there? Was there like a hurricane warning? We just pause the same game soundtrack here and then tab into Cold Water. Should be ready to go here. There it is. Can't decide between this and Dinkle. Should definitely watch Dinkle. 100%. Pardon me for asking, but perhaps be a silly question. Is Quebec a full-time gamer or does he have a regular job? I actually have a regular job, but I am otherwise out of that regular job for the moment because of furlough, Alan. I work in an optician's as just a member of retail staff. That's me day job. It hasn't been for a few months, but yeah, that's it. Right then, so let's jump back into our campaign here. We're going to be loading up in the South China Sea campaign. Let's rock and roll with that. Load it up here. And then we'll get an idea as to what's going on. I forget what mission we were doing. I'll have to just quickly check the briefing. Here it is. So, we are in the USS Connecticut SSN-22 in the vicinity of the Luzon Strait. 21st of October, year 2000 at 2000 hours. Contact says that there's... Well, sorry, Captain said that there's no contacts proceeding on course. That's the XO. Let's review our orders. Right. So our information here is that intelligence has discerned a pattern to movements of enemy at sea, replenishment tankers and tenders. A small enemy force, including one or two of these ships, is expected to sail from Ningbo momentarily for a rendezvous somewhere in the East China Sea. You're ordered to find and sink this group. You may also get a chance at the enemy warships this group intends to support. But tankers and tenders are the mission target. Okay. So basically, tankers and tenders here are... they're kind of like a... How to describe it? They are... I'm trying to figure out... Well, they're resupply ships, aren't they? God, I've got real scatterbrain at the moment. Yeah, they've... yeah, fucking got... Okay. Yeah, so tankers and tenders, that is right. Right, I'm having a real brain fart today. So yeah, we've got to locate them and we've got to sink them. So they're coming out of Ningbo. And then, yeah, we're going to go and try and sink them. So basically resupply ships for hostile warships. Basically, a warship, to get missiles and fuel and food and stuff for the crew, would normally go back to harbour. But if they can resupply at sea, that means the ship is able to stay active in the AO for longer. So rather than outright sinking the warships, if we can cut off their supply chains, it means that the enemy isn't going to be able to resupply at sea, and it means they're going to have to go back to port and buy us valuable time whilst their ships are out of action, as it were. So let's jump on in then. So we're heading towards Ningbo, and they're making a patrol in the East China Sea. So that's up here. Oh, I think I've run into someone, coincidentally. USS Connecticut SSN-22 in the vicinity of the Philippine Sea. We're getting started early here. Let's have a look then. 21st of October at 2200 hours, so just a few hours after contact. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 158, designate Sierra 1. XO reports that our depth is at 600 feet, heading 160. Speed is 20 knots. Local conditions are rain with a light breeze and a strong. Big strong. Surface duct and thermal layer occupies 096 feet below the surface. What are your orders, sir? We're going to go all hands to battle station and rig ship for silent running. second.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Or ultra quiet running. So our current loadout is as follows. We've got ourselves 4 Mark 48 ADCAP torpedoes, ADCAP standing for advanced capability, an improved rendition of the Mark 48 torpedo from years prior. We also have the same torpedoes but in swim-out variants. These variants do not create a launch transient, i.e. a blast of bubbles as they leave the torpedo tube. Very, very useful for stealthy engagements against vessels with good sonar. All the way down here in Tube 4, we've got ourselves a UGM, a harpoon missile, a literal missile that shoots out of the water and tracks enemy ships. And then lastly, an advanced MOSS, a mobile submarine simulator, which is able to confuse enemy warheads on torpedoes and indeed enemy helicopters, and make them basically track the wrong target. So it's just a decoy, as the name would suggest. So we've got a Sierra 1 contact just somewhere ahead of us now that we've slowed down here. Let's start trying to identify him. Now it looks like we're dealing with some kind of unusual surface combatant and or biologic. Looks like we've got a bulk container ship coming up and ahead.
Sierra 1 is
friendly shipping.
Merchant.
What you have to do is try and line these lines up to the lines here on the sonar screen. Sierra 2, much more quiet. I'm going to assume this is potentially...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 152. Contact faded.
152, contact faded. Let's go up and start searching around the layer. So this strong surface duct and moderate thermal layer represents an acoustic barrier, a phenomenon that is created between a body of hot and cold water. Basically, while I'm down below it, anything above it is very difficult to detect, as well as also being very, very loud anyway, due to the sort of ambient rain that we're encountering here in the East China Sea, or the Philippine Sea. So what we're going to do is we're going to change depth. Dive, come to 100 feet.
Make depth 100 feet, dive I.
And we're going to come up and we're just going to have a quick look around using the sonar head above the strong duct here in an attempt to try and detect whoever is out here. If we do find our contact Sierra 2 again, we will stop our ascent and try and service it with the sonar, see if we can find out anything about it. So because of the rain that is up and above and because of the sea state, it's a little bit choppy out. It's not too bad, but definitely the rain hitting the surface of the water, it means the ambient noise is 102 decibels, which means if you've got a submarine, the ambient noise is not only hiding you because of the fact that the noise above is kind of washing out your own passive sonar signature, but it also does the same for enemy vessels, so it makes the environment much harder to detect and be detected in, which is a blessing and a curse. All that we know is that we've had a sonar contact somewhere ahead of us that we need to try and identify. Currently changing depth, 5 knots, transiting to the 300 foot mark, and climbing. Why do I hear the game voice twice and then I realised it's your game? I can hear playing while... Oh, so you're playing it as well. Right, I see. Are you a Russian sub? No, we are an American, or strictly NATO, but he is American. Seawolf, that was it. I wanted to call it an Iowa then, but no, this is a Seawolf class submarine. Very, very modern submarine for the year 2000. In fact, I would say, as of the point of year 2000, probably one of the most, if not the most advanced submarine in the world at that point. A very, very capable sub. Indeed. Right then, up we come. All very interesting thus far. Apparently no contacts. The fact that there's no contacts actually means one of two things. One of the thing is that they're just above the strong duct here, and as we transit over we're going to detect them, which is going to be great. The worst thing is that there is quite a stealthy submarine ahead of me, and if that's the case then we're going to be in a bit of bother. What I might do, just to ensure that there are no hostile warships ahead of me, I may just come up to periscope depth and see if there's anything above here. Let's do that. Bring us up to 4 or 5 feet, please, dive.
Make depth 4 or 5 feet, dive I.
Hello, Nosebag. Good to see you, mate.
Con sonar new contact bearing.
Sierra 3 tanked.
7 designated Sierra 3.
Is that a warship?
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2 bearing 156. Con sonar new contact bearing
back whale?
215. 3, designated Sierra 4.
Just trying to track some of these signatures. Small freighter.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
Sierra 4 looks like a small
Con
freighter.
sonar, Sierra 4
We're just going to
is
raise the
classified
radar.
as-
Raise the radar mast.
Just get an accurate paint on everything above the surface. So, Master 2. Interesting. My contact on Sierra 4 must be incorrect, otherwise the radar mast would be detecting him. Okay, let's check that we are not miscommunicating with this guy.
4, 5 feet, dive by.
Is he a submarine? Because I would expect him to be submersed for not being picked up on radar. He's definitely not a sub. Interesting. Hello there, Jaranos and Matt there. Good to see you both. Strange that I did not pick that guy up.
Con sonar, Sierra 4 is
Let's see if we can
classified-
identify him visually. Aiming 209.
Down scope, up scope.
He's definitely a surface contact then. Raise the ESM mast. No visuals on anyone.
Lower the
Down
ESM
scopes.
mast.
Right. Let's go back down then. We'll check just below the thermal layer and see if we can find anyone. Dive take us down to 150 feet.
Make depth 150 feet, dive by.
And what we're going to do is we're going to drum away on active sonar, see if we can get a response from anyone. Just checking our weapons stored. We've actually only got 4 Mark 48 ad caps, which is a little bit of a bother for us really, because that's pretty rough. We don't have much in the way of stores. Have to see what we can do here. Primarily, we're going to have to think about using missiles as our primary
Con
form of
sonar
attack.
lost contact. Master 3, last bearing 1, 3, 6. Contact faded.
We're fighting a very stealthy submarine here. Right, let's bang away on active sonar, see if we can force a response from someone. Basically, I'm switching from listening to being very loud and seeing who shouts back. So we're going to switch to active and see if we get a response and then fire a snapshot on that bearing. Activate passive sonar or active sonar.
Con sonar switching to active search.
Ready, weapon 1.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 1, last bearing
There we
1,
go.
6, 7. Contact faded.
Con, dive at 150 feet, dive by.
Nothing. Sitting silently. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Con
Hold
sonar
active sonar.
switching to passive search.
Right. Let's come back up and see if we can get a response from above the layer.
Make depth 50 feet, dive by.
Bring us up. This sub is actually still in service, is it? Ah. Can imagine so. Aren't the pings bouncing off the bottom of the layer? They are a little bit. I could go very deep. It depends whether I'm looking for surface or subsurface contacts.
Bearing 1.
I feel like I'm looking for a subsurface contact, which is why we're searching below.
Con sonar regained contact on Master 2, bearing 1, 6, 2.
Right, con sonar. Switch to active search.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Attack of Dead Men by Sabaton. Ah. A man of culture, I see. That's a good song. Absolutely nothing.
Dive at 50
There
feet,
are.
dive
Oh,
by.
now that makes it even more Monka-esque, doesn't it? Dive, take us down deep. 800 feet.
Make depth 800 feet, dive by.
Imagine being a fisher, and suddenly your fish radio, you see a loud fucking contact. It's true. Can you get out of the combat? No. Suddenly a ninja helicopter.
Con sonar, lost contact.
Nothing.
Master 2.
The thing
last
that's making
bearing,
this even
1,
worse is that
6,
I'm not
3,
even getting a
contact
response
faded.
on active sonar. Which means one of two things. Genuinely the other vessel has no idea that I'm here, or he knows exactly where I am and is choosing to stay hidden. Which means we're dealing with a serious piece of kit if they're able to stay quiet against us. Now, an SSBN here, a Zaya, is very, very noisy. Let's take a look at possible candidates. Could be a Zhang, or Xiang, very quiet at 122 decibels. A Sui, or Siu, 113. This could be one of our guys that we're attacking. A nuclear-powered Chinese submarine. We're coming down deep, see if we can find the guy down low. Best depth of 1,640 feet. He could be hiding very far down here. Very capable submarines here. A Yasin runs at 105. Wonder if we're fighting a Yasin. That's even quieter than what we have at the moment. Engage Caterpillar Drive, that's it. You might be in your baffles since the beginning. It's true. That's actually a very fair point. Let's change course. Helm, come left bearing 096.
Come left to 096. Helm I.
You make a very fair point, Screwed. I should have been
Con
zigzagging.
sonar regained contact on. Master 1. Bearing 165.
What's unusual,
Con
though?
sonar
Oh,
lost contact. Master 1. Last bearing 165. Contact faded.
what's unusual is that you
Con
would
sonar
normally
lost contact. Master 3. Last bearing 133. Contact faded.
get a response on active
Con
sonar.
sonar lost contact. Master 1. Last bearing 165. Contact faded.
Execute Crazy Ivan, it's
Con
true.
sonar regained contact on. Master 1. Bearing 165.
Once
Con
Helm's locked.
sonar
Oh,
regained contact on. Master 3. Bearing 133.
Once we've locked in on our new
regained contact
course.
on. Master 1. Bearing 165. Con sonar lost contact. Master 1. Last bearing 165. Contact faded.
things are popping in and out of
Sonar
contact.
regained contact
Jesus, he's not
on.
going to shut up.
Master 1. Bearing 165.
Right.
Con sonar lost
Con
contact.
sonar, switch to
Master
active
1,
search.
Last bearing 165. Contact faded. Con sonar regained contact on. Master 1. Bearing 165. Con helm. Steady course.
New contact, Sierra 5.
Con sonar regained contact on. Master 1. Bearing 165.
Looks like potentially a
Con
song.
sonar lost contact. Master 1. Last bearing 165. Contact faded.
A Ming.
Con sonar Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
We've got him on active. Fire a torpedo away.
Con, dive at 800 feet, dive by.
Dive. Take us down to 1,600 feet. Make us for 10 knots.
10 knots. Maneuvering I. Con maneuvering. Making
There it
turns
is.
for 1.
So it was a
0
Ming
knots.
class Very quiet, 125 decibels. U5 torpedoes. Not incredibly bad. Not incredibly good either. That's my torpedo going away. Don't know exactly where the Ming class is. Unfortunately, I've made the mistake of going on to... Can't reload any of those. We're going to make sure we've just got some more swim outs loaded then. I'm not entirely sure, Screwed. I have no idea. We've just got to see if our torpedo can acquire him and whether or not I can slip underneath this other torpedo undetected. We're also going to change course. Helm, come right bearing 250.
Come right to 250. Helm I.
Slow us down to 5 knots, please, maneuvering.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering I.
Now, is this torpedo going to search shallow? It looks quite shallow. When it activates, it should go up very high there.
Sonar regained contact on Master 3, bearing 135.
Coming down deep to the
Sonar
1600
lost
foot
contact.
mark.
Master 3.
Wait for that torpedo to be loaded.
Making turns for 5 knots.
5 knots.
Sonar regained contact on Sierra 5, bearing 172.
Yeah, he's quite shallow.
Sonar regained contact on Master 3, bearing 135.
He's somewhere back there. I don't know exactly where. Just that he's somewhere back there.
Contact on
You can leg it if you snap to the wire. I want to try and keep an eye on him. That's the only thing that I do want to do.
Contact Sierra 5, last bearing 172. Contact faded.
I don't want to get him. I don't want him getting out more weapons than he needs to on me. I could just gun it, but I think I'm more relying on depth at this point because I want to try. I want to try and see if that torpedo snaps onto him. Once I know that that torpedo's on target, we should be okay. The only problem is he's in very close proximity to that small freighter, if that's where he is.
74.
Sonar's freaking the fuck out, it really is. Add caps run into target. I think we're going to be okay. Still banging away. He sent out another weapon on us. Chances are that it was an accurate detection. We are tracking him. Right, okay. He's steering right onto us.
Switching to active search.
Nothing we can do about that. In that case, we're going to be picking up speed then.
For 3,
He's
5,
adjusted the firing point of one of his weapons. He knows exactly where I am, so the illusion is over. We must fight him as best we can
come
here.
right to 2,
Helm,
5,
come left.
0. Helm I.
Oh,
Thank you very much there to Azure Sea Knight. Con Helm, make depth 2,800 feet. Cheers for another month. Q, much love to you and the missus. Thank you very much. Or the miss, I should say. Soon to be missus, potentially maybe. Big Monka.
9.
There we go. They are, if you look at this, they're actively steering this weapon onto me. There we go. It's going shallow. Helm, come right.
173.
They just made the mistake of depth. We're going to try and power underneath him.
Con sonar lost.
Did he just propose?
Sierra,
Big
Con,
Kappa.
Helm, steady course.
Oh, he's searching overhead. Does he still have the wire on? That's the question. He's dead. Jim. Sneaky fucker. We've just got to avoid these weapons now. Helm, come left bearing 091.
Come left to 091. Helm I.
They lost your contact, so they thought I went above the layer. Yeah, so I think that was quite lucky. Holy shit. That could have gone really bad. What an interesting first mission. It's not very often I don't make contact straight away. Slow us down to a head standard, or a head full even, 20 knots.
Make turns for 2.
This guy's right on us.
Knots. Maneuvering I.
We'll look for a head full.
Make turns
Head stand, or
3, 5
head flank
knots.
is the word.
Maneuvering I.
Made it to yet another Q cold water stream. Booty love. Very nice. Very, very nice. Good to see you. Release ship from active
Sonar,
running.
Switching to passive search.
Go back down to passive. I should just be able to sneak up and
Come
behind
right
this
to
guy.
172. Helm aye.
Down we go. Right.
Con, helm, steady course.
Just sneak behind this guy. He's running somewhere up above us. Can't even see us, we're so deep. Lovely. Now it's just a case of getting back and behind him. And then chilling the fuck out, basically. Another contact engaged and destroyed. Dive bring us up to 600 feet. Make our speed 20 knots and speed up time. Don't believe there's any other contacts in this AO. Just double check. No vessels nearby. Just got to get away from the weapon. Then we should be good to go.
Passing 600 feet.
Right. Excellent stuff. Let's wait for those weapons to get far enough away that we can end the mission. There it is, Ming class. Got him right in the side. Gorgeous kill. And there we go. Leave contact. 1 times Ming engaged and destroyed. Weapons remaining. 3 ADCAPs, 7 ADCAPs swim outs, 3 MOSSs, 6 UGMs, 8 TASMs, and 4 TLAMs. Not bad at all. Resume your actual mission objective immediately. I am working on it as best I can. So there's a ship coming out from Ningbo. I don't need to go to Okinawa just yet. I should have enough. Let's see where they are. Conservative patrol somewhere in and around here. I'm running slow at patrol speed here. I don't think that was our target because that was coming up from the south. That is more than likely ASW, which is bad for us. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 197. Designates Sierra 1XO, reports our depth is 50 feet, heading 188, speed of 5 knots. Local conditions are overcast with high wind. It should be very noisy, which is good for us. Moderate surface duct and thermal layer at 255 feet. All hands to battle stations, rig ship for silent running. A big thank you there to, is it Chivap for the tier 1 sub there. That was about half an hour ago, but I totally missed it, unfortunately. Sea state is quite rough, which is excellent for us.
4, designated Sierra 2.
And it's quite loud as well. We do not have much in the way of... Oh, God, please do not let these guys be as close as the game thinks they are. This is going to be very bad for us. It looks like we've got a Jangwei. That's typical.
Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
Was that our target?
Con sonar Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
That could be our target. It's unusual. That is the kind of ship that should be on mission.
Con sonar Sierra.
Turn on the radar for
is
entertainment
classified
value.
as
I would
escort.
rather not. They're pinging away on active. There's potentially 11,000 kiluyards between us and them. Helm come left, bearing 120.
Come left to 120.
The water
Helm
should get
aye.
a little bit deeper as we move away here, so I'm hoping that's going to be the case. But I really don't want any weapons in the water. They're banging away on active sonar. Let's take a look at the capabilities of the ships that we're meant to be fighting here. Medium frequency passive and active sonar suite, which isn't too bad. Hull-mounted active passive medium frequency set is a Chinese copy of the SQS-56 and mounted on later frigates and destroyers, okay? Looks like we've got 2 of these. They'll probably be Jangwei 3s. Not too well equipped. Those surface-launched standoff ASW rockets are pretty nasty. The CY-1s. Got to stay away from that. Cube Hydrate! Thank you very much, chat. Fucking conjoined effort there. Very, very kind. Whoa, big drink. Whoa, big drink. Right. So what we're currently trying to do here is we're trying to stay reasonably undetected while we creep through the shallow water here. We're only in 266 feet of water, which means the fucking bottom is literally, like, there. It's not very good for torpedo evasion. If we get caught in this much water, we're really in trouble. So we're going to be using the swim-out torpedoes for this one, just to try and stay hidden as best as we can. You've been practicing that. Maybe. Who knows? 3 out of 10's Jane's better? I can't hold a candle to Jane, unfortunately. Few of us can. Few of us can actually beat Jane's burps. Tutelage, that's it. Turning fat side to an active sonar here. Unreasonably undetected. Yeah, reasonably undetected. It's true. I'm going fat side on so that I can try and detect them a little bit better as part of target motion analysis. About torp. Do I hear coward mode? Yes, you do. You'll get an ignition. It's true. It's true, Tink. Burn right up, you will. And then let's bring ourselves back on. 201.
Come right to 201. Helm I.
I don't think they're going to be able to detect me. So. Yeah, if he is actually that far away, his stuff is garbage. I've heard active sonar described as 2 snipers sitting in ghillie suits trying to pick each other off, and only for one to stand off and shout, "Oi, you wanker, where are you?" And the other sniper getting up and saying, "Right here, you cunt." That's pretty much it. You've pretty much nailed active sonar there in an analogy. You turn into a fire-breathing dragon, which is cool. That it is, as long as you're not standing in front of her. Well, what I'm going to do, right, something is pinging me on active sonar, right? So I might as well send a weapon out even before I've made the detection, because there is hostiles out here. Something has to be military grade in order to be pinging me, which means I'm going to want a torpedo on it. So we're going to come down to 100 feet. Do they have helicopters up? They do. They've got 2 helixes in this much water. That's really bad. Let's get ourselves going then. Set to surface search. Firing point procedures. Bearing 196. Range to enable 2,700 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Shoot tube 1.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3. Last bearing 200. Contact faded.
Okay, a little bit unlucky that we lost the wire there, but such as it is. We're not going to reload just yet. Right.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2. Last bearing 207. Contact faded.
I have no idea how we lost the wire there. Just a dodgy launch more than likely. Torpedo is out. What's nice is that it's going to search in a nice straight line. The Great Banhammer has been threatened, that's it, the Great Bonk. Right. Interesting. We'll see what this swim out goes and finds. I'm hoping, because it's a swim out, they'll have no idea it's coming, and they'll fire their countermeasures too late in order to be able to find us, which is my hope, but truth be told, fighting anything in this much water is very, very tricky. The weapon should hopefully activate here very shortly, and then we can go and find our target here again. The only saving grace is that we are hiding in 102 decibels of water. Well, ambient noise, I should say. What does swim out mean? It means that it doesn't create a launch transient. Am I correct in assuming swim out doesn't use sonar until really close? No, it's swim out pertains to the fact that it does not basically fire any air out of the torpedo tube. So at normal ad caps shoot launch out of a dry torpedo tube. Swim outs flood the torpedo tube first, and then they swim out of a flooded tube, and that means that there is no launch transient. Now, is this guy tracking a target? Hard to say, to be honest. Well, that's a weird effect, isn't it? Looks like he just went very shallow. Maybe he is locked onto someone. It's hard to know whether it's just the sea state. I can't find the words today. Might as well... Sorry, what you can do is, well, instead of shooting swim outs directly at the enemy, before you shoot it, turn it left or right and then redirect it towards the enemy, so the enemy shoot in the direction of the torp that's not guided at you. That's true. It is an idea. So basically do a dog's leg, shoot out this way, and then curve it back. The only problem is, if your wire breaks, then you've wasted a torpedo. Unless you've fired dead on target. Like I have here. We're going to come down to 2 knots here, just so that we're not closing the distance quite as quickly.
Make turns for 2 knots.
Looks like we are tracking. They've fired a torpedo out this way from the looks of things.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 198.
We are tracking someone. Okay. Helm come left, bearing 093.
Come left to 093. Helm I.
What I probably want to do here is probably fire a decoy down that way, don't I?
9. Helm I.
I probably want to fire a decoy down here, just in case there's something coming after me. Let's fire a decoy right at, like, ahead of their fleet, something like this.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1.
Right in front of me. Let's fire a decoy.
06. Contact
Firing
breaking
point
up.
procedures. Bearing 197. Range to enable 5,400 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Shoot tube 8.
Shoot tube 8. Aye, sir.
Now, the reason I want to shoot a decoy like this is because of the fact that there may be a hostile torpedo driving in here. I need to try and catch that torpedo before it finds me. I don't know whether where the guy shot it was accurate. But that guy is very much engaged and destroyed. That was a big hit on him. Holy shit. Again, it's so noisy, I don't know exactly where that hostile torpedo went. I'm going to reload another MOSS. And let's see here. There is another Janwei. Let's ready another 2 weapons. Firing point procedures. Bearing 206, 205. Range to enable 11,000 yards. Ship ready, tube ready. Shoot tube
Con
3.
sonar Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
Another broken tube. That's very annoying. That's probably going to enable a little bit short. What can I do here? This weapon should be able to overtake this one. Not getting very lucky with our swim outs today. The tension cable's holding that heli down, I know, right? Let's see if we can get another weapon out on the fucking here. Firing point procedures, 193, range to enable 6,300 yards. Ship ready, tube ready. Let's bring that just a little bit further. 193, 7,200 yards. Ship ready, tube ready. Shoot tube 7.
Shoot tube 7. Aye, sir.
We managed to maintain the wire on that one at least.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Absolutely no idea where this hostile torpedo is. One coming up over there, around and by their heli. I got no clue. Absolutely no clue. I'm curious, Q, why aren't you setting them to active sonar when the weapon activates? Not really much reason, to be honest. The ships that they're tracking are quite loud and they're surface, so they're going to have no trouble tracking them. Plus, it means that the torpedo can get a lot closer before it's detected by the enemy, as it's not bleating its fucking location to everyone. Those are a couple of reasons. The most pressing reason, though, is that I forgot. But I think I'll stay passive for now. That other weapon is running ahead there. It has become reasonably clear that that weapon that was snaking search is not going to be able to fight. Oh, it's those flying Japanese, flying Chinese torps again. It's only a tiny little lightweight thing. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to steer this guy off this way then. Adjust torpedo RTE 157, 17,800 yards. So in by steering this weapon off, I'm hoping to confuse the enemy helicopters, get them to chase the wrong target, if I can. We shall see, though. I'm pretty sure this weapon isn't going to activate in time. I'm pretty sure I set it too far back. Our other weapon's going on this other guy here. Reload another swim out in tube 3. This could very well be our target, you know. Right. Hello there, Mr. Is it Arigato? Arigato? Good to see you.
Helm,
Welcome,
steady
welcome.
course.
Forgive my slightly jaded, tired state. There he is. At least he landed upright. Hey? Right? Yeah. Bad way to go, for sure. This is kind of funny, my fellow English guy. The bits of my glasses that sit on my nose, how do you realign those? So what? The nose pads? I'm guessing if it's a metal frame and it's got nose pads on it, then you just use a pair of pliers. Narrow nose pliers. And just twist them. Gently. Without too much force. Simple Cube Wave 21 for everyone. I'm not doing too bad there, mate. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you in this evening.
Tube 3 ready.
I'm pretty confident, I'm reasonably confident that this guy is going to be tracked by the weapon that we fired here. This MOSS, I really hope, gets detected by the copter. I really hope they do, but who bloody knows at this point? There's such a weird fog bank. When is this other weapon going to activate? Because then I'll know whether or not I need to change the course of this guy or do whatever. I don't really know at this point. If that is a fucking Fuking or whatever it's called, anti-missile guns, 11,000 tons. It's a big fish. Just the RTE point of this weapon. Bring it to 189. Range to enable 10,500 yards. Small adjustment on weapon. I do wonder if this guy... We're going to keep an eye on this guy. Just make sure there's no helicopters nearby. I'm not getting any alerts of dipping sonars. It's a Fuching, probably right. Only 62 families to widow, it's true. Weapon still seems to be searching straight and narrow. Have a look here, weapon 7. That's going to be the rogue weapon then. If it starts coming up shallow, we know it's detected and tracked him properly, but only once it starts coming up shallow. It's still not behind the target yet. I'm hoping it's going to make a snapping right turn here. Come on, you bastard, find him. Gonna slip past you. Come on. If he activates, we'll be okay. Wakey, wakey. Come on. Any second now. Come on. Hopefully, if it activates too late, it's just going to go behind. And then at that point, I'm just going to divert to there. I just need to know before it's too late. We will set this weapon to active search so that I can get torpedo data. He's making a hard turn, so he must have detected this torpedo. Looks like it's too little too late from this torp.
Noisemaker bearing 2, 1,
Yep.
1.
Its RTE point was just a little bit too far away. Oh no! Oh, yes! Excellent. There I was thinking that it wasn't going to work. That was bloody close. It nearly was behind him. Christ almighty. It's tracking. Excellent. Blimey O'Reilly. I'm really surprised this weapon managed to find this guy. Yeah, the noisemaker must have fucked him over. Excellent. Well, he's dead to rights, basically. This weapon's now actively homing. Looking for helicopters.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 2, 1, 3.
213. This one's the one going for the warship, as this one's passively homing. No, that's going for him. Oh no, he's already sunk. I'm looking at I didn't even realise he'd gone under. Jesus. Oh my god, that is a hole. Good grief. Look at the state of that. And he's out of here. Hello?
Con sonar, new contact bearing 193. Designated
They're
Sierra
sneaky. Oh, look at this. Sneaky boy hiding in the audio signature of the Fu King here.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Let's see if we can get another weapon out on the Fu King here. Although I should... yeah, let's go. Firing point procedures. 182. Range to enable 14,200 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Shoot tube 3.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
Wait and missile. No, I don't want a missile because there's 2 helicopters in the air. And as soon as I missile, I'm dead to rights, basically. I want to use torps here. I'm quite close to Okinawa as well, so I should be able to rearm and replenish after this. Not if you use a stealth missile. Sadly, the amount of smoke that it pulls off, it's not very likely I'll be able to pull that off, unfortunately. I wonder if these helicopters took the bait.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure
I
homing.
do want to get that warship. Let's bring this. When was the last time you got hit by something on this? It's been a little while. I don't want to jinx it. But it has been a little while.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go. The importance of maintaining the weapon here. He is pretty much done for here. He's not going to be able to outmaneuver this. In it goes.
Con sonar, noisemaker
Not enough.
bearing 197.
Excellent kill. 1, 2, 3 ships engaged and destroyed. It's important that I maintain the stealth here, due to the fact that, well, it's a pretty rough
Con, fire
experience.
control, unable to fire.
Have a look here. So how far these torpedoes can reach? Much farther than that Fu King is at the moment, which is great. All I need to do is just wait for the weapon to get there, and then he is donezo. Very nice. Just use a nuke, that's it. Beautiful fireball, that it was. Just going to take a little bit of time, but they're big fish. The Fu King here. An AOR. What does AOR stand for? It looks like potentially a fuel ship. Yeah, those look like fuel lines, don't they? Big, long fuel lines. Designed to refuel ships at sea. An oiler. Yeah. Why not divert number 8? Number 8 is a decoy. It does not have any warheads on it. It's just designed to confuse enemy torpedoes. It's already served its purpose, to be honest. I could sever it and reload it. Swap that out for a swim out. Swap this one out for a swim out. And then we'll go from there. It's going to take just a little bit of time for that weapon to get there. I dare not go at full speed, though. I might actually turn away from the combat here. Helm, come left, bearing 074.
Come left to 074. Helm I.
Bring us up to 5 knots.
Make turns for 4 knots. Maneuvering on.
5 knots, but yeah. Okay. Hi Q, what is a swim out? I have no knowledge of cold waters. A torpedo that basically swims out of the torpedo tube rather than being launched out. The difference between the two is that a launch out torpedo, or a traditional torpedo, creates quite a lot of noise as all of the air escapes from the torpedo tube, whereas a swim out, because the torpedo tube is flooded, means that it does not create any noise when it's launched, and is therefore a more stealthy way to release a weapon from the submarine. I know, right, Will Clan? That is very, very shallow water. It certainly is. East China Sea.
Tube 1 ready.
Very shallow. It's part of the reason why I'm using swim outs, so that the enemy has absolutely no idea where I might be. Mr. Peely there, diving in with a party of 6. Thank you very much, Peely. Good to see you, mate.
Con sonar.
How loud is our sub at each speed? Well, the faster you go, the more noise your engine makes, and the more noise your propeller makes. It doesn't say exactly how noisy we are, but pretty noisy is the answer. Auxiliary oil replenishment, multi-purpose resupply ship, right. And Pickled as well, good to see you, matey boy. Why can't you completely load swim outs? There's no reason why I can't.
Con, helm.
I just like
course.
having a mix. In my mind, the swim outs are kind of like a special version, and then you shouldn't take much of them. A bit like gold ammo in World of Tanks, although in World of Tanks everybody takes full racks of gold ammo because what is armor? But yeah, it's a bit, yeah. I just like taking it as sort of a special thing for stealthy missions only. You don't always need them.
Con, torpedo room.
But what can you do?
7 ready.
Cube noises. Oh, I've just had a cube hydrate there. A swig a day keeps the car away. Right. Oh, is that why I played World of Tanks and survived 5 seconds total in a round? Oh yes. Big gold ammo spam. The problem was, right, is that so basically gold ammunition used to only be available for gold, right? Literally, and gold is a premium currency that you can buy for real life money. But the problem was that A, put a paywall, and B, put a pay to win element on the game, right? So they made gold available, or sorry, they made premium ammunition available for silver, the in-game earnable credits, and made them very expensive. The problem is the expense of the round is not necessarily proportionate to the amount of money that you can earn in the game. Like, if you have a couple of premium tanks, you can generate a shitload of silver and use that to fund your premium ammo habit. And that's basically, like, I don't know, it kind of defeats the point, because everybody has racks and racks of gold ammo, and basically if you're a new player that doesn't have much money and can't afford gold, then shit out of luck. Isn't 74 degrees a bit too sharp of an angle to maintain a wire? No, it's okay terrain. It's not bad. Really what Cold Waters, probably in real life, yes, but in Cold Waters, really what they're interested in about is more your speed and your change of depth, whether you're changing depth aggressively. At this speed, turning away isn't too bad. And clan members had unlimited money, yeah. I reckon the fucking's going to be around here, so let's move to there. We're very nearly out of it, chat. We're just, again, I'm just trying to keep an eye out for helicopters, because that's the real big fish that I'm trying to avoid. Only my 2 weapons in the water here. Which do you prefer on average, World of Tanks or War Thunder? Now that's a question, isn't it? I have played both for some time. I've played a lot of World of Tanks back in the day. I haven't played it in a while, but I used to play it a lot back in the day. More recently, I've played War Thunder, and they both have their perks and they both have their benefits. They both have goods and bads. Personally, if I was to say that I preferred either or either, I would say I preferred probably World of Tanks to War Thunder. And that's because I'm not necessarily looking for the most realistic thing ever. And I know it has an arcade mode, but I feel like if you're going to have a game as high fidelity, visually and mechanically, as War Thunder, you kind of aren't doing it any justice by playing it in arcade mode. World of Tanks was never trying to be a realistic tank shooter. It was just, look nice and whatever. It has hit point bars. War Thunder, I do like War Thunder, but I think I prefer World of Tanks in the end. Played 30k battles in World of Tanks, spent way too much money. Same. Gunny. Really bad. But what can you do? War Thunder, it's almost fun. Yeah, almost. World of Tanks is trash because pay to win. War Thunder is just imbalanced, yeah. Have I ever played Mech Warriors? I haven't. No, I haven't. Mech Warriors is a new one for me. I'm just going to activate the weapon. There it is. I gave up on World of Warships around January to February. I couldn't get into World of Warships. Out of the 3 games that Wargaming has produced, World of Warships is by far the most balanced, the least pay to win, and it actually rewards player loyalty, which is really, really nice with the whole coal mechanic. which is interesting, which is like a special currency that you can get from playing shitloads of games. No amount of flashing your wallet gets you any more gold, or sorry, any more coal, I should say, which is really good. But it can be a real grind. Now, that is the truth. The only thing that I didn't like about World of Warships is that the pace of the games, especially when you compare it to, say, tanks, is extremely slow. Like, very, very slow. It's a game that you need to make decisions about 5 minutes before they're actually... You need to make a decision on movement and sort of, you know, moving around the map and positioning about 5 minutes before the engagement happens there. It's, like, very, very weird. I was a CV player because I was pure. I was an artillery player in World of Tanks, and I'm a CV player on World of Warships. It's all very, very interesting. Ultimately, wasn't that impressed with the CVs, and it was very much a grind. So yeah, what can you do? On the topic of World of Tanks, Warships, War Thunder types games out there, MechWarrior Online, quite frankly, one of the best available. There is no pay-to-win shit there. And there's no tech tree to grind through, just buy a mech you want, drive and shoot it, fair enough. CV player, aircraft carriers, guns, so I'm an aircraft carrier. Only not getting any of the data through from this guy. Oh no, there he is. For some reason my submarine can't detect him, because he's too far out. What about World of Warplanes versus War Thunder? Just kidding, Warplanes is... Oof, it is, yeah. Nobody plays Warplanes. Really, nobody does. Was a BB/cruiser player, best ship, favourite ship was the USS Alaska. I got all of the way, so I had an Enterprise, I had a... Oh god, I had an Enterprise, a Ranger, I'm trying to remember the name of the other one. American, Tier 8 CV, light carrier.
Con sonar lost contact.
I can't remember it at all.
183.
Had Tier 10 aircraft on it. No, I did have a Lexington.
Contact on Sierra 3.
I had a Lexington, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. It's a premium one. Saipan, that's the one. I wanted to call it an Alaska as well then, but yes, the Saipan. So I had a Saipan. Enterprise is broken as shit. I fucking loved the Enterprise. Like, the fucking... 12 rocket aircraft has no place at Tier 8. Like, the outrageous fucking amount of rocket aircraft. Beautiful stuff. As I recall, a lot of old CV players didn't like the change. Yeah, I didn't like the change. But what can you do? Helicopters didn't even get close, which is fantastic. Right, let us leave combat. So, a Jiangwei, Jiangqiu, Fuqing, not a fucking, and a Luhu all engaged and destroyed. Was that the target? Yes, it was. Good to hear you intercepted and destroyed the enemy replenishment resources. Keep up the good work. Further orders to be transmitted on this downlink. Very nice. They exchanged broken carriers for differently broken carriers. It's true. Luhu to you too. That's it. Yeah, no, I really liked fucking I don't know about like the fucking submarines. I don't know whether they've been formally added yet, but what can you do? I apologise for starting the cube waffle on Watt. No, it's all right. On Watt, I've got several tier 10s on Watt. I've got the T110E5 American tier 10 heavy. I've got the T110E4 tier 10 American TD. I've got the Object 263 version 4, whatever it is, the Russian tier 10 anti-tank that was OP when it was first re-added to the game or put in. I've got the T92 tier 10 artillery piece. I've got the STRV 103B, whatever it is, the Swedish cheese wedge on the hydraulic suspension. That vehicle is fantastic. And I'm not sure what else I've got. I think, but those have been good for. Oh, the Sheridan. Sheridan's awful, right? I'm sorry, right? What were they thinking with the Sheridan, right? Hang on, Joe's going on a rant, right? What the hell were they thinking with the Sheridan? Honestly, fucking awful. So rather than putting the traditional Sheridan like in the game, the one that we know from the Vietnam photos and all of that, rather than putting that Sheridan in, they put in some ugly quack aluminium prototype mock-up that was the test chassis for the Sheridan and turret, right? And it's this vulgar, ugly, boxy, disgusting thing, which was just the worst fucking tier 10 light tank they could have added. Well, maybe the new one, the British one, could be even worse. It's just the worst. It's ugly. It's not fast enough for the size of it. M3 Lee. Now there's a tank. Honestly, it's the worst thing in the world, right? Fucking, it only goes like 64 kph, which isn't very fast for a light tank, especially with the new wheeled vehicles, right? The gun isn't amazing. It's got good alpha damage, okay pen, accuracy of a blind man with a blindfold on. Right, can't hit the broadside of a bar. It just doesn't do anything well. It can't active scout because it's too slow. It can't passive scout because it's too big, and it can't become a pseudo medium tank because the gun's not accurate enough. It's awful. It's such an every other medium tank, or sorry, every other tier 10 light tank, with the exception of maybe the British one, does it better. It's the worst. The only reason anyone would get the Sheridan is to maybe try and take the 152mm gun and roll the 700 damage from the heat rounds. But at tier 10, you can't penetrate anything with fucking 132mm of pen. I'm sorry. I was a passionate light tank player back in the day, and they ruined the tier 10 light tank, my tier 10 light tank, the Sheridan, to such a point that I became an artillery player. Absolutely. Sorry. Cool down now. Cool down. Jesus Christ. Right, so let's read the newspaper. Quiet seas. US warships and submarines have taken up several new strategic positions, including some around the East China Sea, in response to significantly reduced Chinese naval activity. Sources close to the Pentagon say that the war is taking a heavy toll on enemy naval operations and that their supply lines continue to be heavily strained. Recent NATO gains at sea have decreased the numbers of warships needed to maintain control in several regions. Many vessels from these regions have been rapidly reassigned to other duties within the region. Many regions again, which is nice. Good stuff. Jump into cold water's roll credits. That's it. I'm gonna have a drink of water here. Your waffles are pretty dry. Remember to keep hydrated. It's true. Give in to the hate. Armored Warfare did arty very well. It's a shame that its player count plummeted. Yeah. It is a shame, to be fair. I didn't play Armored Warfare in the end. I saw it advertised, but I didn't get into it. Anyway, only tier 10 tanks I have was a Morse Jagdpanzer E100, Jägeru. I gave up after that because it was major beef with the spotting system. Yeah, it is tough poo, as it were. Right, let's have a look here. So, USS Connecticut in the vicinity of the East China Sea, 22nd of October, 1600 hours. We get a top secret message from the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet on the radio, and it reads as follows. Tactical situation. Satellite photos show that an enemy battle group armed to the teeth with cruise missiles is preparing to sail from Ningbo. Intelligence estimates that they will make a conservative patrol in the vicinity of the Philippine Sea. Locate and sink this group and sink as many ships as possible. Previous recon indicates the force will contain at least 1 or 2 ships armed with anti-ship cruise missiles. Consider these your primary targets. An enemy escort of surface combatants and or attack submarines should also be expected. Right, we're going to quickly run back to harbour and rearm before that, because we're very close to Okinawa. Let's quickly pull in here. 20 days at war. 157,000 tons sunk. After a successful patrol, you look on as the mooring lines tighten, securing your ship to the pier. Home and safe, you allow yourself to relax for a little while. The world may be at war, but the sunny skies and light breeze over your home port whispers a brief moment of peace. What we're going to do here, we're going to spend an hour, more than a couple of hours at port here, and we're going to try and rearm and repair. Now, I've got a couple of these. I want to reduce the amount of them that I'm carrying, then I can load up on other stuff. Let's see here. So we're going to take a couple of them out. I'm going to step down to 4 TASMs. Then let's start loading up again. So we want to load one of those in there. Load one of those up here. Then we want to just load as many as we can. So we've got 2 of those loaded. I want to get another few of them. Maybe 10 of those in total. And then absolutely stuff the ship full of these ad caps. Maybe 2 more of them. So 4 MOSSs, 22 ad caps and 10 swim outs. 19 hours at port. Let's cast off Philippine Sea. They're in my backyard here, so I should be able to find them. I'm guessing they're going to try and transit through here. We will have a look though. The Luzon Strait. There we go. That could have been an ASW. We are fully rearmed and repaired though, so we've got plenty of ammunition to be able to fight them. So, USS Connecticut in the vicinity of the Luzon Strait. It is 2 o'clock in the morning on the 24th of October 2000. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 244. Designated Sierra 1, EXO reports our depth is 150 feet, heading 189. Speed is dead stop at 0 knots. Local conditions are clear with a moderate breeze and no surface duct and thermal layer, which means it's going to be very, very, well, quiet, which means we don't want to be moving fast at all. Let us go all hands to battle stations and rig ship for silent running. See what we're dealing with here. Should be very quiet.
Ultra quiet.
Okay. Currently making a few knots, if that.
Sonar new contact
Sierra
bearing
2, very close
284,
proximity.
Designated Sierra 2.
See what we're dealing with here. Looks like we're dealing with warships.
Sonar new contact bearing 245. Designated Sierra 3.
Eluder, DDG, tag.
Sonar Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
Gangway.
Sonar Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
Sierra 3 looks like a mercantile contact of some description. Modern cargo ship, dive.
Sonar Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
Right, dive. Take us down to 600 feet.
Make depth 600 feet. Dive by.
Ambient noise is not actually too bad. 97 decibels isn't loud, but it's not super quiet. Definitely going to be reasonably easy for them to detect us. So part of the reason why we offloaded missiles in the last mission is actually due to a mechanic of Cold Waters itself. If you have weapons in reserve, then Cold Waters will keep generating missions for you as a gameplay mechanic. It doesn't give you the mission to repair and rearm, right? In this case, right, because we were carrying so many missiles, even though we had basically no torpedoes left, the Commander-in-Chief was like, how does another mission sound, boy? And that was basically where we were at. So what I've done is I've gone back and I've offloaded a couple of those missiles, prioritising torpedoes, because torpedoes are our primary form of engagement. And yeah, hopefully that will mean, A, we've got more torpedoes to engage with and are less likely to run out on a mission, or, you know, have to go back to harbour less. And also gives us the opportunity to actually get the parameters to fire when it comes to actually returning to base to rearm, rather than having to do it mid-mission and risk actually missing the objective. Have you ever set to dive and not realised it wasn't that deep and gone bonk? Oh yeah, fucking all the time. Both are anti-ship missiles, right? Yes, so I've got 4 missiles or 3 missiles on board. I've got a UGM-84, which is a harpoon, sort of a small missile. A Tomahawk anti-ship missile, which is a big bastard for shooting the big ships. And then also a Tomahawk land attack missile, which is a unique missile for a specific mission in which we engage ground positions, which I never get. Ever, never, ever get. But I take them just in case. Especially when you're looking at holes you made in enemy ships, that's it. Right, yeah, when I'm looking at enemy ships and then I just crimson chin the ocean floor. It happens to me all the time, to be honest. So estimated range to targets is in the 20k mark. We're going to go straight onto them here. Helm come right bearing 265.
Come right to 265. Helm aye.
So that they have less of a chance of detecting us on active sonar here. I know that I've got 2 hostiles ahead of me, so I may not waste time in shooting at them here, or I may not waste time in waiting for identification. I may just let these weapons away and go from there. Currently at the 43% mark. Once I get a rough idea of the bearing they're heading, I will fire. If I recall correctly, you can get land missions if you have 8 land attack missiles. Might be worth loading them then, we'll see. I'm pretty sure you only need 4 though, but we'll see. You can get the mission, but it tells you to go back to base if you don't have enough missiles on you. Welcome again, power went out and I had to kick the generator on. Oh, blimey.
600 feet. Dive by.
600 feet, thank you very much, dive. Just waiting for these guys to be fully identified as hostile contacts. 43%. Oh.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 25.
A very good chance he could have spotted me there. I'm going to loose a decoy.
Sonar regained
Fire
contact on
tube 8
Sierra
bearing
3,
163.
bearing 251.
I'm going to see if I can get them to fire at that. Bear bomber flew right overhead. reload tube 4 with an MOSS. Popping out our missile here. There's not very much chance of these guys detecting me, even on their active sonar. Although, as they creep closer, the chance of them getting a successful detection does creep up. They've got the bear and a helicopter. Big bastard plane. He's coming in quite low. I need to do is make sure that he isn't coming in for me again. I'm down quite deep, which does have its advantages. I'm going to go even deeper. Dive, take us down to 1,200 feet.
Make depth 1200 feet. Dive by.
Down we go.
Con, torpedo room, tube.
Go 3 knots. We'll get them way quicker, yeah. We'll slow down. 3 knots.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering eye.
I have to say dive, 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 it's true. Hoping that that decoy is going to confuse them. Rig ship for silent running again.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
We got one of those helicopters. You can see their little torpedoes they have on them. Big bastard aircraft. There is the Luda. You were right. For some reason we aren't slowing down though. Not sure why, whether it's the change in depth or whatever. With that guy found, let's get a torpedo off on him. Estimated range to target is 14 kiloyards. That's pretty fucking far off. Let's get our guys in here. Firing point procedures, bearing 227, range to enable 11,900 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, shoot tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
You can hear that launch transient. That is one of the things there that will happen if you shoot a non-swim out weapon. You saw all the bubbles come out. That can be detected on enemy sonar, but only if they're close enough and only if their sonar's good enough, which in both of these cases I would say not. Firing point procedures, bearing 299, range to enable 5,000 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, shoot tube 5.
Shoot tube 5. Aye, sir.
Both weapons have cleared the tubes and are running normally. Okay, now we've just got to stay low and slow. Hope that those big bastard bloody planes don't come and drop a depth charge on us. They are very deep, but Jesus. Right. Probably going to adjust the RTE points on weapon 1. Swing it over to the left here, bearing 210, range 9,500. And 1 adjusted. More likely to get an intercept here, especially if we have to break the tube or break the wire. This guy's really nasty. Yeah, we've got him fully detected. A Luda. Now this guy, if I'm not mistaken, does have missiles on it. Type 87 rockets, which are these things at the front here, which is basically an RBU Hedgehog system. Got the deck guns and the anti-missile guns. Luda DDG were the first modern destroyers designed and built in China. Intended mostly for ASW, they are orders of magnitude more capable than the older Ludas, being fitted with the latest in digital European sonars and combat control systems. Their amidships missile launchers are capable of firing a C-802 cruise missile or the CY-1 anti-submarine rocket. Anti-air defences are handled by 37mm guns and a short-range Crowtail launcher, even. While aft is a large helipad and hangars for 2 Z9 or KA-28 ASW helicopters. So this could even be our target, right? Hello? Was that a swim-out torpedo that was just fired at us? Hard to know.
Con sonar lost contact.
This guy's very shallow.
03,
I'm going very
last
deep.
bearing,
Dive, take
2,
us down to
5,
1600.
Make depth 1600 feet. Dive by.
Let's activate this weapon now.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Get it up and searching. We'll set both weapons to home actively. Helm come right, bearing 327.
Come right.
Don't
to
read chat.
327. Helm I.
Con
That's
sonar
not a Luhu.
regained contact on Sierra
Isn't it?
3,
Am I looking at
bearing 2, 5,
Or a Luda.
8.
Okay. Does this also have missiles on it? This is the first service. Proof science. Okay.
Con sonar. Noise
I'm just
maker
cube
bearing
blind.
2, 2, 7.
Fair enough. Point taken, I guess.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Oh, Jesus. I nearly sailed that right past him. Glad I found him.
Con sonar. Noisemaker bearing 2, 9,
I was going to say, I thought I
0.
couldn't see any missile tubes on him. This looks like it might have missiles, the Jiangwei.
Con sonar. Noisemaker bearing 2, 2, 8.
Jiangwei.
Con,
Does it
fire
have those
control,
missile
weapon
launchers? Featuring 6-box missile launchers and 2 groups of 3.
acquired. Con, fire
The
control, weapon countermeasure
YJ-83
only.
anti-ship missile. Gonna hurt. Yeah, it's right up his backside.
Con sonar lost contact.
Tim
Sierra
gone.
2, last bearing 2, 8, 9.
Okay.
Contact breaking up.
It's true. This is just ASW. I mean, more than likely it is. They were moving at a hell of a speed. My only other problem is that I don't know if I'm going to be able to evade their helicopters forever, to be honest.
Con, helm, steady course.
Next guy is going in. He might get another decoy out. We shall see. I still have control of the wire, so I can steer it in.
Con sonar. Noisemaker bearing 2, 3, 1.
It probably doesn't even need steering, to be honest. Oh no, it is. I'm going to just ruin his day.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go.
Con
And
sonar lost contact.
Babu.
Sierra 1, last bearing 2,
Very nice.
3, 3.
Right, enemy
Contact
weapons
breaking up.
are nearby, but their aircraft are not, which is a rare treat. Let's bring us up to 5 knots. Reload the tubes.
Turns for
Get out of
5
here as best we
knots.
can.
Maneuvering up.
Yeah, this lightweight torpedo's got to go. Is it always one hit? With ADCAPs, yes. With the traditional Mark 48, some of the larger ships could take 2 hits, but with these ADCAPs, advanced capability ones, just tend to just own them.
Con, dive at 1600 feet. Dive by.
Leave me be, my friend. Right, sever that weapon, reload a harpoon into tube 8.
Con, torpedo room, tube 5
Moscow,
ready.
Kiev? Kiev could probably take 2 hits. Moskva, maybe. We shall see. We'll see, if I ever find them. Unfortunately, I don't have any missiles to take out planes there, Francis. It's not something I have access to, unfortunately. Still classifies enemy weapons nearby. I just need this. The problem is this U-7 is so slow. Can't get away from the bloody thing. Just takes too long. At least we've only fired 2 torpedoes and an MOSS. You kind of have to do that with these planes, though. It's all very dangerous. I remember one of your earlier streams, there was a Kiev that took 2 Mark 48s and a rocket. Yeah. Rough.
Con, torpedo room, tube
Are you
1
able
ready.
to get access to AA later? No. You cannot. It's just not something that fucking submarines are able to deal with. You cannot deal with aircraft. Especially helicopters. There's nothing you can do. Use the deck. Yeah. Yeah, long since phased out. Yell nasty names at them, that's it. Still classifies as an enemy weapon nearby. I'm hoping that I'm deep enough that hostile aircraft really don't stand much chance of detecting me. That's my hope. There it is. Right. Open the hatch and shoot with a pistol. This isn't fucking the final battle on Fury. Brad Pitt's gonna like lie there covered in blood. Send Barry out. I somehow don't think the human body's really designed to endure 1,600 feet of pressure. I am right, aren't I, in my assumption? I'm not being a big daft. That would crush you like a tin can in a single visceral instant down here without protection.
Ready.
Have the MOSS transmit a message, "Go fuck yourself" in Morse code? Yeah. Not with that attitude, that's it, yeah. Okay, there we go. Leave combat. Luda and Zhang Wei engaged and destroyed. Excellent results, however, this was not your mission objective. Okay, I don't know. Let's take a look at the briefing. Were they coming from any particular port? Leaving from Ningbo. Ningbo is here. It's very possible. Spratly Islands closer to defeat. The seaborne invasion of the Spratlys escalates as Chinese forces gained a beachhead and assaulted further inland. Although the fighting has now moved beyond the local coastal areas, local forces are continuing to make determined efforts to halt further advances. US and PRC forces seem to have been evenly matched. Both sides are making frantic efforts to gain the initiative. Control of the region is still very much an even contest between the PRC and US. I think there is our target. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know where the enemy is. Somebody sailed down into the Philippine Sea, but I've not been able to find them. They've just completely pulled a Harry Houdini on me. I've got no idea. Unless that wasn't my target. It's got to be a MIB. It's been so long. Where are they? They're gone. Discouraged to hear you lost this opportunity against such a high priority target. Better luck next time. Enemy presence in this area will likely hinder trans-Pacific convoys. New orders will be sent after reassessment of enemy capabilities and assumed intent. New orders to be sent on this downlink soon. It depends if your body does not have a difference in pressure, aka your lungs are already filled with water, your body won't be crushed. That's true. Right, let's take a look here at today's newspaper clipping. Task Force Terror, a Chinese strike group operating unopposed in the Philippine Sea, have sunk an undisclosed number of merchant vessels and escorting warships. A NATO spokesman admits that this strike group poses a major threat to all shipping in the region and that prior efforts to intercept it had failed. Reports indicate that the continuous supply of war materials into the region is paramount to the war effort. The loss of materials and ships seriously undermines the US's ability to maintain combat operations. Let's see what else we get. Right. Oh dear. This better not be. Oh god. Right. Intelligence indicates that the Russians are increasing their support for the PRC by covertly sending submarines to reinforce the Chinese. Intel further believes a squadron of nuclear attack submarines, most likely including Victor and Akula-class submarines, will attempt to transit the Sea of Japan and deploy to Cam Ranh on the southern coast of Vietnam. The presence of these boats in the up area even, would significantly alter the theatre picture, or the threat picture, and we therefore have to sink these boats before they can reach their destination. Okay, so locate and sink enemy submarines. So enemy submarines are coming through the Sea of Japan, so we've got to go north, try and intercept them as fast as we can. Oh god, I've accidentally crashed into Okinawa. Back in port, happy and so I'm not really bothered about this, I just want to cast off. It's unusual I don't get to come this far north normally. I feel like this has got to be a good place to intercept them, right? Somewhere in and around here. In the deep. Go away. That's got to be them, right? That's got to be them. Right, USS Connecticut in the vicinity of the the Sea of Japan even. 27th of October 2000 at 1 o'clock in the morning. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 313. As designated Sierra 1, XO reports our depth is at 50 feet. Heading 280, speed is 0 knots. So these subs in a bathtub. What's command thinking? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Let's have a look.
On sonar lost.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Rigging ship for ultra quiet running. Ambient noise is a deafening 109 decibels.
Contact bearing.
But we've
2,
been able to pick
9,
somebody out
5,
who's running at full
designated Sierra
crank.
1.
Let's see what we're dealing with here.
Con sonar new contact bearing 2, 9, 2. Designated Sierra 2.
Usual signature on this guy. Humpback whale.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is
Two humpback
classified as
whales. I thought I was
biologic.
going to be really lucky then. Dive, take us down to 600 feet. We do have 600
Make
feet,
depth
don't we?
6,
About 1900
0,
feet here.
Dive by.
I'm fighting them before this shallow gulf here. You can see down here it starts to get quite shallow. What I've got to do now, try and find them. Let's immediately bring it down to 2 knots, see if we can detect anyone.
Make turns for 2 knots. Maneuvering eye.
I'm never going to find a fucking... So, potentially we've got an Akula. Look, Akula 1s, SSNs. 125 decibels, very quiet, very good Soviet equipment here. Akula 1. The Akula is a next generation of Russian attack submarine, featuring an advanced sonar suite, 8 torpedo tubes with wire guidance capability, and new advanced sonar suites. An advanced quietening technology. The Akula is the first class produced by Russia that constitutes a serious threat to the West. Steve. Got to go down and try and find them. This really can only be achieved, like, because of how noisy everything is. This is going to be like, there's really only going to be able to have a
contact Sierra 1 last bearing
active
2,
sonar
9,
knife fight here.
3.
That's the only way I'm going to be able
Contact
to get through this. Coming down deep, and I'm going to try and find them, but I've got to. Yeah, there's basically too much ambient noise. I'm never going to be able to find them. It's going to be a shitty mission, yeah, depending on how many there are. Right, once we reach our target depth here, we will fire. I may even come down a little bit deeper to the 800 mark.
Make depth 800 feet. Dive by.
Gonna get some sleep. Good luck with the rest of your assignment. Thank you very much, Righty. And yeah, have a good night, mate. Sleep well. Akula means shark in Russian. Very fitting, huh? You learn everything. You learn something every day. We'll do a quick cube hydrate stop here while we're changing depth. Big drink. There it is. Right. Deeper. Yeah, if it was quieter, we might have stood a chance, but we just don't, unfortunately. Very low frequency towed arrays and stuff. What was the other thing that he said it could be? A Victor. Victor 3. Again, extremely potent torpedo set. Victor 3 SSN. These boats represent the ultimate evolution of the Victor-class submarine. They were the first boats to be given a towed array, and they were the first to be built with improved quieting features such as raft-mounted machinery. Originally designed with an offset tandem propeller, they have since been upgraded with reduced cavitation propellers. The entire group have also been fitted with a fire control system for the SSN-16 standoff missile torpedo. Very, very nasty. Don't forget to clear your baffles. I will do. Hello, BR Commander. Good to see you, mate. We're going to swing round left here. We're going to come up to 5 knots. Helm. Come left, bearing... I think they're going to be somewhere to my right, so we're going to come... We're actually going to come right then, bearing 333.
Come right to 333. Helm eye.
Bring us up to 5 knots again.
Con sonar.
Make turns for 4 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Why 4? Okay, never mind. And what we're going to do is we're going to bing, 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 bong away on active. We're turning, unless we get a contact very, very quickly here. Some, yes, hunting some wildlife, I see. Yes, some wildlife.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1 bearing 289.
Let's rock and roll. So we're
Con
going to go
sonar regained
active.
Contact on Sierra 2 bearing 292.
We're just going to try and, yeah, dig these guys out as best we can. So let's start drumming away. Con, sonar, switch to active search.
Con sonar switching to active search.
Ready to fire a launch on any incoming.
Con maneuvering.
Snapshot
Make
2-1.
turns. 4 knots.
Switch to passive
sonar,
search.
switching to passive search.
Let the weapon run out. There we go. I'm going to leave it passively homing. We're going to come down deeper. Dive make, depth 1,600 feet. All the way deep.
Depth 1600 feet. Dive by.
Right. Yes, Chameleon. It's interesting. I've never seen this mission before. This is an interesting one. Firing a torpedo at this depth means that it's right in the middle of the road, which means if he's shallow or deeper, our torpedo should catch him. He's somewhere out here. I don't know how far. It sounds distant, but we will see. Can only assume that he's fired back on us. I don't think it's this humpback whale. And a cooler, if it's any of these other ones, they run very, very quiet. So he'd just be disappearing into the background. At 1,600 feet, the pressure is roughly 725 psi at 50 atmospheres. The human body can take roughly 50 psi of sustained pressure. People can sustain around 400 psi for short periods. Think G-forces in a traffic accident. A person would likely be a can of tomatoes in a hydraulic press. Very rough calculations, Jesus. Your pings might as well turn your torp on active. Well, I don't want him to try and make any maneuvers, but I think you're right. I think there's nothing for it. We'll go active. That sounds very far away, right? Because this is the torpedo and it's fucking miles away from this. I can only hear one active sonar ping, so it looks like we're only fighting a single contact. It'll be interesting to see whether we're fighting an Akula or a Victor or something more beefy. What we can do is we can trace the direction of the incoming sonar ping and give us a rough bearing as to where the enemy's coming from, in the same way that we engaged him. So he's somewhere ahead of us still inside our search cone, which is nice. Something more beefy, yeah. Something like maybe a...
Control, weapon acquired.
We found something. What are we tracking here? Coming up quite shallow. Off the beaten track. We haven't got an accurate solution on it, but the sonar head's tracking something. It could be the whale. What we'll do, when it gets closer, it will be able to tell us what it's found, but for the moment it's tracking, and what I'm guessing is an unknown contact. Could potentially be the humpback, because that's, if he's here, then he is travelling in that direction. Whale go boom. I could just get rid of the whale if he's in the way, but I need to find out exactly what we're shooting at first. Until we get closer, I don't know. Soviet whale. Probably a Japanese whale, isn't it? Or a Chinese whale. Well, it's been next to Japan. I thought whaling was illegal. Try telling that to the US Navy.
Con sonar, noise
Oh,
maker
no.
bearing 263.
Unless that whale
Fire
just dropped
control,
a
weapon
spicy
countermeasure
shit. This is
Fire control,
this is
weapon
definitely a
countermeasure
hostile.
Con sonar,
Here
new
we go.
contact
Sierra
bearing
3.
263. Designated Sierra 3.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
It's not an Akula, so is it a Victor? Looks like... Oh no, it's not even a... It's not any of them. A Sierra? Not quite a Sierra.
Con sonar, Sierra 3.
It is a
classified
Sierra.
as submerged submarine.
Scary. So it wasn't any of them what they said. Intel was a little bit off. A Sierra. The latest and most advanced Soviet attack submarine. They are faster and deeper diving than US subs and feature the same sensors and weapons as the Victor 3s and are much quieter, whole benefiting from purchased and stolen Western technology. Very, very capable submarine then, eh? And he's fired a weapon back on us, so helm, we want to come left bearing 217.
Come left to 217. Helm
Steer
aye.
that weapon back around. Most likely a support ship for the other. It's entirely possible. I'll sink it and see if I can get a response. Got to steer through those countermeasures.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
Torpedo just went by. I did notice the torpedo, but it is
Con
quite a
sonar,
long way away.
Noisemaker bearing 26.
I'm okay
7.
for now. Torpedo come this way. Kind of steering on the mini-map at the moment. Let's actually look at the bastard.
Con, fire
Yeah,
control.
got him
Weapon
dead to
acquired.
rights.
Con sonar lost contact.
Back off.
Sierra 3. Last
Right, it says
bearing
no vessels
2,
nearby.
6, 7.
Oh,
Contact
there is
breaking up.
still at least one more active contact. Right, let's fire again.
Con sonar lost
Firing point
contact.
procedures,
Sierra
bearing
1.
282,
Last
range to
bearing
enable
2,
4,500
7, 8.
yards.
Contact
Ship ready,
faded.
2 ready, shoot tube 5.
Shoot 2-5. Aye, sir.
Set the weapon to search shallow. Not like it's going to be much deeper than us right now. We have another weapon somewhere. Going to set it to active home. It's going to run up a little bit shallow here. Once we get it to around the 800 foot mark in the middle, we'll set it to run at a constant depth. Let's see if we can find our other target. This guy's on his way to the bottom. There's another ship out here somewhere. Question is, where is it? That guy is searching very shallow, but that's going to be a U set, so I want to come this way.
Come left 2. 195. Helm I.
I want to move fast.
Make turns
For some reason,
4,
the
5
speed
knots.
indicator is
Maneuvering
broken.
aye.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1. Bearing 277.
277I. I don't think I'm going to be deep enough to avoid this torpedo. I think this torpedo is going to find me. I'm going to turn the screws for 8 knots if I can.
Make turns for 7 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Just got to try and creep out of the way of this
Maneuvering,
torpedo.
Making turns for
Because this is a
7
very,
knots.
very capable torpedo. There's definitely someone else out there. It could be that Victor.
Con.
Or the
helm,
Akula.
Steady course.
Should just be one line. The deeper you go, the faster you can go. True, but I don't want to lose the wire.
Ready.
Side killer. Because I want to be able to steer weapon 5 without it getting sucked up on one of the whales here. It looks like my torpedo evasion maneuver has helped big time, because it looks like it's going off that way. I should be far enough away now. Let's swing weapon 5 around. No. Okay. So far, so good. But it's somewhere down here. It could indeed be that humpback whale for all I know. Guessing these guys were stationed relatively close to each other for mutual support. These Soviet boats are nothing to scoff at. These are serious bits of kit. Can you change the direction of the torpedo before setting it to active? I remember being that being a good tactic in Red Storm Good tactic in Red Storm Rising. Yes, you can do that. You can run the weapon away from you and then make it look like you fired it from someone else. Give it a dog's leg, basically. Yes, that is a valid strategy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much there to Krill Da Bomb for the tier 3 sub. Good luck, have fun. Thank you very much, sir. Cube salute to you with the
Con
tier 3
sonar,
sub. Very, very
torpedo in the
kind.
water,
Oh,
Torpedo in the water.
Oh,
Bearing
look at that
3,
bastard.
yeah.
Got us like that. Right. Fire a decoy.
Shoot 2-4. Aye,
Tube
sir.
4. Helm come left.
Come right 2.
Or right.
0, 0. Helm I.
This guy's going to be tracking that torpedo. Helm come left.
Come left 2. 0, 6, 8. Helm I.
You better fucking go for that decoy. I'm going to be well pissed if he doesn't.
Come left 2. 0, 6, 7. Helm I. Come left 2. 1, 1, 2. Helm
Just this
I.
weapon's go more out this way.
Come right 2. 3, 4, 5.
I've got to try and
Helm
keep
I.
that weapon going. God, he's moving fast. Look how fast that torpedo's moving. God, I'm not going to be able to do anything here. Gotta try and keep that weapon on target as well. He's somewhere out here. Come on, keep running. Keep it running. I can't believe how far away that torpedo just detected us. Right, okay, run it this way now, directly away from the torpedo, just to try and open up the maximum possible range. Bring us up to 10 knots.
Contact bearing 2.
Oh,
Make turns for
Sierra
9
4.
knots. Maneuvering I.
Who are you, sir? A cooler.
Con sonar Sierra 4 is classified as submerged submarine.
Keep it going, number 4. Keep running. Keep running him out. Where is he? Got to be somewhere around here. There's got to be a reason I picked him up. He's got to be cavitating. Oh god, that decoy is really doing God's work here. So this will be a USET 80, a really serious Russian torp. I'm just going to do a nice big search around us. Make sure I'm not missing anything.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 9 knots.
Scroll out, he's on the map. I know it says he's out here, but he's probably not that far away.
Con helm. Steady course.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go, we've got someone. Very good point. Hoping this guy won't go circular search and come back on me. I'm hoping I'm far enough away. Very good tactic with the shallow search there. Although it doesn't seem to make a
Con
difference.
sonar noisemaker bearing 275.
There's the Akula. Yeah, it's not actually going shallow or anything.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
They're coming back around. I think it is. Right, if I click... See, it's not... I can't seem to have any input on it. It looks like it only straight line fires. But a cooler's going head on. It's interesting. At least it's done its job. Let's track this weapon now. Is the cooler on the surface? He's very close to the surface. Oh god, this is a big bastard submarine. This is a scary one.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 274.
My ears, that's it. Jesus.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Yeah. Oh, we've lost him again. I think this is going to be the kill here, unless he goes very, very, very hard to port, but it doesn't look like he's doing it. Making the decision to go. Ooh, will he have enough time? He may not. I don't think he's going to. I think he's cooked himself here. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get his ass around quick enough. Yeah, I think that's a death sentence.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing
There we go.
274.
Oh, he survived! You cheeky fucker! Look at that!
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4.
Another weapon
last
out.
Bearing 273. Contact faded. Con
Flying
sonar
point
regained
procedures,
contact
bearing
on
272,
Sierra 4,
range to
bearing
enable
273.
11,500 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, launch 2-1.
2-1, aye sir.
Bastard a cooler. I'm guessing has emergency blown. It's come up to the surface. That's got to be an emergency blow, right? I guess I could also come up shallow. Check your baffles for that torp. Nah, that torp's going to be gone, I think. Helm come left bearing 279.
Come left to 279. Helm I.
I could actually come up shallow myself. Try and detect the guy on radar. Because he probably won't have his masts up. I could probably do that, yeah. Let's come up and say hi.
Depth 4, 5 feet, dive by.
I think there was the sound of blowing
Con,
his,
fire
what's it,
control,
yeah.
we've lost the wire.
Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, we've lost that wire. Slow us down.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Yeah, this guy's still getting tracked by the, it's fine.
Con, fire control, we've lost
Okay,
the
we've
wire.
lost that wire. A bit of a faff. Probably going to have to launch another one. Go shallow and missile him. I'm actually tempted to missile him, actually. We could actually do that. Should we try and kill an Akula with a harpoon? That could be big kick. Come on, quickly does it. Head standard.
Make turns for 1, 5.
Let's try and go for the
knots.
missile.
Maneuvering eye.
Cube hydrate, let's do it.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 2, 6.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 1, 5 knots.
Up we come. 15 knots, we're as vertical as we can be going. Got to change depth very aggressively here.
Con, torpedo room, tube 5 ready.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 2, 7, 1.
Right, reload that harpoon there. Just because it's going to be faster than waiting for that and that to reload. I'm going to go and stick the radar mast up. Just got to wait for that harpoon to get loaded. And see if we can harpoon it. Big drink. Right, so I'm out of water. I've completed a full water bottle this stream. Not bad at all. It doesn't say how much it actually holds. Doesn't actually say how much it holds, it just has times written on it, which is a bit weird. How much I should have drank by there. By that point. Coming up nice and shallow. We're getting to the point where we can fire a missile if need be. It's very possible that your man could have dived again, and if he has, it's going to be a faff. I'm hoping he stays on the surface though.
Con sonar regained contact on
He's cavitating,
Sierra
which
4,
means he has to be
bearing
reasonably
2,
shallow.
7, 0.
I'm going to try, Big Gay. I'm going to try.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Slow us down to 5
Make
knots.
turns for 5 knots.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Oh, God, look at this fucker. Ooh, 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 ooh. Sneaky shit, launched a couple of these nasty torpedoes at us. I'm glad we changed
Con
courses.
sonar regained contact
We would
on
never have known.
Sierra 4, bearing 2,
Right.
6.
Raise the radar mast.
Raising the radar mast. Do we have eyes on our cooler boy? I feel like if I just fire the missile at him.
Con
There he is.
maneuvering. Making
He
turns
is
for
on the surface.
5
He's got to be,
knots.
right? Let's quickly fire a snapshot. Firing point procedures, bearing 269, range to enable 8,000 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, shoot tube 1.
Con, torpedo room, cannot fire inside minimum range.
There it is. He's just outside minimum range. He's just trying to stay on the surface for the sake of damage repair. That is a huge hole. Oh, is he going under?
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
We must have heard the launch transient. Oh, come on. He's just kind of sticking his head up and below and up and above. Come on, come on, come on. I see him. I see the blip. Is that a typhoon? It's an Akula. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes. And boom. Yes.
6, 9, contact.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. Holy shit. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Holy God, we just fucking harpooned a fucking Akula. Not bad if I don't say so myself. Right, helm, come right, bearing
Come right to
339.
339. Helm eye.
Take us down to 400 feet and switch us to 10 knots.
Make turns for 1.
Con sonar.
It's-
we
I
are
know, right?
cavitating.
Punting
Con
a
sonar,
sub with a
no longer
fucking harpoon.
cavitating.
I am really surprised that the Akula was able to survive what 11,000-ton cargo ships could not. That was a big. That is big shock. Is the mast still up? Oh, it is. Let's just quickly lower that.
Lower the radar mast.
There we go. Otherwise, we're going to take too much damage.
3, 4, 6.
Good call there with the mast. One,
Passing
take us
200
down.
feet. Make depth 400 feet. Dive by.
Do we have any weapons nearby? It classifies as yes.
Con, helm,
Just going to take a
city
little bit of
course.
time. He didn't survive it. He limped to another place of death. That's true. Better damage control and all of that.
400 feet. Dive by.
So many weapons still around us, man. Scary business. Ula's laid to rest on the bottom, and it's escorting Sierra. Not bad for a single Sea Wolf. Leave combat. There we go. Excellent job, Commander. Your neutralization of this high-priority target will severely reduce the enemy's ability to hinder trans-Pacific convoys. Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet sends his regards to you and your crew. New orders to be transmitted soon. There we are. Sub-killers. Anonymous sources within the Pentagon indicated that several Russian submarines, apparently sent as aid to China, had been sunk in transit. The Kremlin has so far denied these rumours, while, as usual, the Pentagon has refused to comment on current submarine operations. Without the threat of attack from submarines, trans-Pacific crossings are becoming more efficient and suffering fewer losses. If this improved influx of supplies and war materials can be sustained, US forces will be in a position to secure the South China Sea region. Not bad at all, I do not think. Right then, so we're going all the way down to where? Ningbo, somewhere in the Yellow Sea. God, so we're going very far into the East China Sea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click continue on that, continue on course, and then I'm going to just save. So the Yellow Sea is all the way up here, so we're going to be very far in fucking shallow water here. But it's good that we were able to intercept those guys. Which is very, very nice. You can see that, unfortunately, the Chinese are making some really nasty gains. The Spratly Islands has fallen, despite our best efforts to stop them. I'm hoping that the US is going to be able to step up its game here shortly, but, well, it remains to be seen. So, yeah, I'm going to bugger off. I'm going to head on out for this evening. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Hopefully, you have all enjoyed. Yeah, there were some nice missions on that, to be honest. I quite enjoyed it. Had to use our brains for some of them. But yeah, any streams tomorrow? Are there any streams tomorrow? It's Tuesday, isn't it? So it is, well, technically today was supposed to be one of my days off, I think, because yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, isn't it? So I wasn't actually meant to be streaming. Was I meant to be streaming today? I don't think I was. Isn't Tuesday normally the day I have off? I think it is. I've like accidentally worked my day. I suppose it's fair because I had Sunday off. Yeah, I wasn't meant to be streaming tonight. I think it is. There we go. Lol. Big keck. I've worked on my day off. That's like getting ready for work. Like that's like when you don't have to go into work and then you get up and put all your work clothing on. I've got a game recommendation. Can I whisper it? Yeah, go ahead, Big Teddy. No stream scheduled for today. Well, there's no stream scheduled for tomorrow. I probably might stream something tomorrow, or I might have at least one day off this week. I know that I had Saturday off as well last week, so I'm kind of worked back that deficit by streaming tonight. But I might do a secret stream tomorrow. You might see. Well, not that secret stream, but a different one. What did I tell you about your schedules? I know, right? So yeah, I'm going to bugger off. I might stream something maybe. That's the one. And nothing too concrete, because then people will turn up and, God, can't have that. So yeah, I'm going to bugger off for the evening. So let's see who else is online. Mr. Soviet's on DayZ. Andy's playing Warhammer. Poot is playing Assassin's Creed. I think it's going to have to be our friend Poot, or Poet. Oh! Let's pass you on to him. And yeah, we're going to chill out for the evening with Mr. Poot. So thank you everybody for tuning in today. Hopefully you have all enjoyed, and I will catch thine selves on the flip side. Take care, folks. Stay safe, and I will potentially see you tomorrow for some shenanigans. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.